Hello guys, welcome back. In this lecture, we will write an example for stimulating the work experience create using Capybara. In the last lecture, we just tested the validation errors, and this time we will stimulate the feature that when a user provide all the valid data to the form, it should save the work experience in the database. Okay, so let's start writing the example for it. So first open your work experiences spec from the spec features, and there we need to write our example. So you can copy this existing example, I mean the existing it block. Okay, and we will do some modification here. So now paste it here, and here what we need to do, that we need to change the text of this it block. Okay, and it should open the work experience form and save if all validation passed. Okay, so it should open the work experience form and save to db if all attributes provided or all validation get passed. Okay, so save to db if all validation passed. Okay, and now what we need to do, that first we need to visit the member path, and then we need to see the text that work experience should be present on the page, and we need to click on the add experience form, so we can keep few things like until here. Okay, so you can just keep it like this. Okay, so because even if you are creating a new work experience, you need to test all these things. Okay, now after this expect page.to have a new work experience, we need to start filling the values in the form field. So we need the IDs of the attributes first. Okay, so first go to the browser, and here you can click on this add experience form, and now you can copy all the values here. I mean, you can get the IDs of the values from here. So here you can see that this is the work experience job title. So just copy this, and here what we need to do, fill in work experience job title with, so provide a dummy work experience job title here. So let's say senior Ruby on Rails developer, senior Ruby on Rails developer. Okay, and then we need to fill in into the company. Okay, so fill in, and here work experience company. Okay, and here you can provide any dummy company name, let's say with developer community private limited. Okay, and now we need to provide the value to the employment type, and you can see in the form. Okay, but the employment type is of type select. Okay, so we should not use fill in here. Instead, we need to use the select method to provide any value to it. Okay, and here you can see that in the select employment type, what we have: full-time, part-time, self-employed, freelance, trainee, and internship. Okay, so what we need to do here, we can simply inspect this and get the id of this element. So here you can see the id of this element is work experience employment type. Okay, so what we need to do, let's say select, so we can select full time. Okay, and from now we need to provide the id of the element here, that is work experience employment type. Okay, and now the next field is the location. So what we can do, we can simply use fill in for the location. So fill in work experience location with, let's say, Indore, India. Okay, and then select, just like the employment type, we need to select from the location type as well. Okay, and what is the id of this? So it is work experience location type. Okay, so copy this id, and here what we can provide, let's say remote. Okay, and here you can see all the possible values for the location type. So it is on site, hybrid, remote. Okay, so we are selecting remote. Okay, and from, then provide your target elements id here. Okay, and now we need to fill the values in the start date, end date, and description. Okay, so we can simply use fill in work experience start date. Okay, and then with, you can provide, let's say 01 slash, sorry, slash 01 slash 2018. Okay, and then just copy this line, and here what we need to do, fill in work experience start date to work experience end date, and then change that end date as well. Okay, and here what we can provide, let's say 31 12 and 2020. Okay, and now we need to provide the value in the work experience description as well. Okay, so fill in work experience description. Okay, and here we can provide some dummy text, let's say I worked here for 2 years as a full stack Ruby on Rails developer. Okay, and now you can add slip of 5 seconds. Okay, so slip 5. Okay, I'm just adding this slip so that we can see the field values in the form. Okay, and now click button save changes. Save changes. Okay, and then we need to visit the current path, that is visit member under at the rate user.id. Okay, so after click button just paste this, and now since when the work experience gets saved, we need to expect some text if the work experience is saved successfully in the database. So here you can see like this, what we are showing, that we need to see these kind of text like the work experience job title, company name along with its employment type, and then location type, location with along with its location type, and the experience text. Okay, so what we can do, that we can add expect page dot to have text. Okay, and copy and paste this 4 times. Okay, and now what we need to expect, that the page should have this senior Ruby on Rails developer. Okay, and then developer community private limited along with its employment type. Okay, so what we can do here, here you can see what we are showing, it's employment type. Okay, so it is full time, sorry, within the bracket. Okay, and now what we need to do, Indore India, and it should be in parenthesis as remote. Okay, so this is the location and then location type. Okay, and now we need to select the date, so we can select the same date because which select the start date is January 2018 and the end date is December 2020. Okay, so what we can do, we can simply paste it here. Okay, and now after this you can also add slip of 5 seconds. Okay, save it, and now our example is completed, and it will stimulate that a work experience has been saved successfully in the database when all valid data provided. Okay, now it's time to execute this spec. So come to the terminal and execute this spec with its line number. So here you can see that this spec will start at line number 33. So what we can do, we can simply switch to the terminal tab, and here bundle exec rspec spec features, and then work experience and line number 33. Okay, now run this spec, and when you run this you will see that it will, the stimulator will open this spec and it will fill all the values. Okay, and once it's submit on the save changes button, you will see all the details here, senior Ruby on Rails developer, developer community, full time, and so on, and our spec has been passed. Okay, so our stimulator is working fine and spec is passed successfully. This is how we can stimulate creating a record in the database. Okay, now in the next lecture we will check another validation error in the form using stimulator. For example, here you can see that if I select this, I am currently working here. Okay, or if I disable this, let me select a value. Let's say I selected this one, and then I selected this one. Okay, and if I select this, okay, so it should stimulate this form submission in a way that when you select this, I am currently working here, and it should be disabled and it should not be present. Okay, and if you unselect this, then this should be enabled and you can fill another value to it. Okay, so we will stimulate this part in the next lecture. Okay, so meanwhile try this lecture at your end and we will meet in another lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care and stay safe.